Hey, for lifers, this is Pig for Life coming to you from not between two ferns, but between two old ass lamps from my parents' house. This is Pig for Life. Sorry for the weird lighting. This is the old house. But this is Chatterday, season 2, episode 5. Didn't want to let this one pass up. Wanted to keep on the schedule and get a video out this week. Um, really, I just put it out there. Whoever wanted to be on this week is open to join. So we got a bunch of takers so far, and we might have some more that we swap out and swap in based on what we're going to do here. So, really quickly, as always, let's go with guest tech specs. Since I didn't even know who was going to be on until just now, wanted to leave this blank, but let's go through and let everyone give us a little bit of background on who they are. Let the community know who you are, what you're all about. So let's go with Anthony Brown first.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Anthony Brown, longtime contributor, I guess longtime Chatterday member, and uh, I'm just here to say hey and show some love to the community. Thanks everyone to who supports the group, the page. Um, yeah, I am a man of Troy, not Sparta, but there we go. So much love to everyone. Uh, I look forward to watching and being part of this one.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Anthony. And another somewhat new member, but already a frequent contributor as well, Shoki from Shoki Reviews.
Howdy, guys. What's going on? Thanks for having me back on here. I am currently trying to retake my lead on the super chat donations as we speak here. But you can follow me over at the Shoki Reviews stuff, as well as the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, which hopefully I'll be able to get Pake on sometime soon. We just got to figure that part out. And yeah, thanks for having me back. It was fun
Yeah,
the last time.
always recording on the middle of the day on a weekday. Like, come on, man!
Yeah.
Don't you guys have jobs?
Yes, but we also do stagger to the weekends too. So
Yeah.
we will make it work for our guests.
All right. Well, let's go. Anytime. Just let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure,
All right.
buddy.
Let's move over to Mariano, often known as Luigiano in YouTube.
Um, Not a YouTuber. Well, like how y'all, most of y'all are. Just a fan. Uh, been watching. Let's hear Pate for like a while. Also, very familiar with T-Man 978 and also what they do on Figure Action. Good show there. And is free fall, and thankfully my internet seems to be working good, so wanted to join in.
All right. Thanks,
And
Mariano.
the mess.
Don't worry. If it was in my my office as usual, it would be enough. Quick shout out to Wheeljack Shop. Hey, Peg from Puerto Rico. I'm driving at this very moment, so this will be my only comment for safety. That is a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't be watching while you're driving as well, but I'll take the view. So thanks a lot for joining, Wheeljack. All right. Last, but certainly not least, one of my favorite people in the world, especially in YouTube land, T-Man978, Chill Reviews.
Hi, everybody. I'm T-Man978. I have a small channel on YouTube that has like a few subscribers.
Mhm.
And I'm on Facebook, Figure Action, as Mariano mentioned. The podcast we do every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, I've been a huge fan of Pick for Life ever, and I like his live streams and whatnot. And now I'm here, and I don't know what we're doing. So
You're not the only one. I also don't know what we're doing. So we're really just gonna be winging it. Like I said, those of you who know have been going on with me, just been really busy right now. So didn't want to skip it though, and I really wanted to just make sure we got on. And this is gonna be free form. We're gonna chat about anything you guys are interested in chatting about. You're welcome to bring it up. There are a couple things that I want to talk about. One of the things that I always like to do is this or that, which is our segment here where I always pick two different things that people can vote on, and we do it in the live stream as well, and let people vote. I didn't put anything together, and I wanted to put that out there to our four guests here. If there's any this or that's that you've ever thought of when you come into the channel and said, you want to put out to the folks, put them on the spot, put us on the spot. If there's anything like that, even in the chat, if you guys have a this or that you've always wanted to put up, let us know. It doesn't have to be Transformers related. One of the things that I was going to jokingly put on for T-Man right now is Chatterday live stream or Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm sure 100% you want to be playing Tears of the Kingdom right now.
I was kind of doing both.
Really quickly, wanted to say thank you to Prince and Phalanx 59, always a constant contributor, not just in terms of money, which is always welcome, but completely not necessary. But thank you so much for that, Princeton. And then Shoki not wanting to be put in second place, which he is right now. Well, not anymore. Reclaiming first place in the all-time 2023 donation. So thank you, Shoki, for that as well.
I will stay on top. It was my goal. You challenged me the other day. You're like, man, you don't have to keep doing this. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do it more now. I missed the last live. I was actually in the middle of editing, so I was like, oh man, I was like, I could have kept it.
All right. Well, anyone have any this or that they've ever wanted? Heated debates, things that you want to put out there for folks?
I've got several. One Transformers related, one not.
All right, let's hear it.
The Transformer related one is MMC or FT.
Ooh.
So
MMC or FT. That's. I feel like that's one that I think we'll know which way it goes, but I think we'll have strong opinions on both sides of the fence. So I would say like most people are probably going to pick FT, but I think those that pick MMC are going to be very strong supporters and advocates. So you put the question out there. Who wants to answer that in our group? So I did put it in the live stream chat, the Q&A, not the Q&A, the poll. So if you're joining us right now live, you can always cast your vote and let us know where you sit on that decision. All right, T-Man, where are you? MMC or FT?
FT.
FT?
Like when I think of MMC, I don't even think of what Fans Toys is doing, like Masterpiece. I think of like IDW type stuff.
You're not a fan of their Perfection series, their combiners, all-in-one combiners? Obviously, that's my favorite.
Well, I did have they made Sphinx, right?
Mm-hmm.
I replaced that with Fans Toys. So, Fans Toys.
All right, we got.
They're doing the aesthetic that I want right now, which people want to hate on for some reason. When you say tune accurate, for some reason that's a dirty term you can't say, and I'm like, that's
Jermaine
what I've been
Sutton
wanting my whole life.
FT and Jermaine Sutton came out of the woodwork.
I've been wanting the toys to look like what they look like on the show my whole life, and now we're getting it. So I think everybody needs to put it on.
I think people like the tune, but I think what people are complaining about, myself included, is like the hyper tune accuracy. So like one of the things that people have commented on the last review I did, the Blaster one, Fans Toys Recorder, was that waist section, while it is accurate, like it's super accurate, is it aesthetically pleasing? Arguable. That. So anyway, Shoki, where do you land? You don't have any Fans Toys, right? So
no, I actually I'm the odd man out probably a bit here because I don't have MMC or Fans Toys, but I think I actually voted MMC because like just watching enough reviews of them, they do a little bit of kind of off the wall stuff sometimes that no one ever does, and they also have a few other things, the all-in-one combiners, which do actually end up looking pretty good. I do like their reformatted stuff as well. I like some of the stuff they do there. And Fans Toys, I think, as a lot of everybody else is talking about right now, especially with the hypertune accuracy and stuff like that, it's turning more people off. Where I think like MMC is more on its more like, I don't need that versus, ew, like do the thing we want you to do. It's kind of a different situation with Fans Toys and why people are abandoning them sort of now. But I think MMC hasn't been super relevant really in a little bit, and I think that's, I think it's time for them to come out of the shadows,
Yeah.
swinging.
Yeah, I feel like their release schedule has been a lot slower as of late, but they just announced their all-in-one Devastator, which I'm excited about. So we'll
True,
see
true.
how that
Now,
works.
now, if you had done MMC versus XTB, that would be a pretty tough fight.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I don't think that's a tough fight at all.
To me, it's more of a tough fight.
I don't think it's a tough fight.
All right, Louisiana, where do you sit on this FT MMC debate?
MMC, overall, I think they're better, and it just annoys me with fan toys to put a quality control sticker on it, and you still have all these issues with it. And I'm going, I don't know, it's kind of like showing arrogance that like, ooh, we have a quality control sticker. And I'm going like, your quality's not all that great. Good figures, but I'm going like, it annoys me to see that quality control sticker, and then like have like my quietus, one of his fingers were on backwards and stuff. And with MMC, although I don't think I have as many, I don't have like the issues. I don't have like the issues with it, and like what True Screamer was saying. Most of the time, it's so much easier to transform, so much more fun to transform, and like how they've been doing with their combiners, and like I'm wanting them to finish the Fensor. I don't like transforming it. I don't feel it's not as like intimidating. It's a whole lot more fun, and then like how they like for first aid, how they work the foot in, how I'm seeing what they're going to do for Streetwise, where it kind of like wraps around, like kind of an endoskeleton with hotspot. So for me, overall, MMC, easier to transform, still good quality. Yeah, it doesn't have like a whole bunch of paint on it, but to me, that seems over. I'm I'm overrated because I can remember being a little kid and like scratch, being so worried about scratching the paint, especially off the die cast part. I don't worry about that too much anymore. It's like I want to enjoy it, and not keep it worry about keeping it pristine and stuff. I'm not going to tear it up. I mean, they're expensive. I'm not going to tear it up, but like, especially after being a big fan of Star Wars, the use live in universe where everything's kind of like scruffy Millennium Falcon type. It's not all clean and pretty, kind of more like how Star Trek is, but they're always cleaning and repairing. But blah 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 blah. MMC between
MMC. Yeah,
MMC.
I think for me, I'll keep it short. I mean, I feel like I'm always going to feel like I'm being biased since I am part of the MMC team, Ocular Max team, doing their manuals. But I think the big thing for me is I've really enjoyed their engineering. A.K., their designer, has always done really interesting stuff that, again, is kind of intuitive. Um, I think a lot of people find it challenging nowadays, especially with third party and masterpiece figures, just to transform them, having to rely on manuals and so forth. But usually, when we get prototypes and stuff like that, it's always a challenge to try to do that. We always have to go back and forth with the team. But even with the all-in-one combiners and so forth, it was actually really easy to figure out how to transform most of them without any instructions. So I really enjoy that. But so I'll go MMC, but I still have a ton of Fans Toys figures, as everyone knows.
So,
All right, Anthony, where are you? Your question. What's your answer?
so I am an MMC guy, and I have a lot of respect for Fans Toys. I think that it's easy for Fans Toys to have the best product on the market because they tend to put out their figure after everyone else has put theirs out. So to me, when they put out Hound, they were the first with the Hound. And I think that now with Fans Toys, they're coming back after a lot of these figures are done. And so people are replacing figures that have been out 2, 3, 5, 7 years. with the new fans toys one because it's new, it's shinier, and everything else. So I think it's easy to win the race if you're replacing something that's already been done, because you can say, oh, they made a cliff jumper and here are the faults we see, and then we can go ahead and clean it up, and now here's our newer shinier cliff jumper. I would like to see fans toys be first to market with a lot of figures. I in their last several releases that hasn't been the case. With MMC, like everyone said, I do enjoy their price point. All of their figures tend to be reasonably priced. Their engineering is top notch and intuitive, and so that's one of the things that, at least for me, when I was a kid, right, they got me going into this is like, hey, I could grab a transformer, and for the most part, I could figure it out without instructions, and that's really kind of the nostalgia part of it. I will say that FT does put the masterpiece in these masterpieces because a lot of these figures are gorgeous, right? When people come in to my space and they look at stuff, a lot of them are drawn to the FT stuff because they're beautifully painted and they're amazing looking figures. It's just that when you get into the transformation and other portions of it, that does take a little bit away from me because I don't want to have to dedicate 30 to 45 minutes to transform a figure in some cases. Not that it's that bad anymore, but I know that with their Galvatron, that was an endeavor, and some of their other ones, there were some endeavors. They've gotten a lot better of late, but a lot of their earlier stuff was like, hey, I've got to sit down and dedicate some time.
Get good.
I don't have a channel where I review figures, so that's where I'm not doing as many as you.
All right, well, let's see what the poll says here. Poll this or that FT blowing out MMC 71% to 29%. Again, mystery 1% going somewhere else. So those are this or that from Anthony. Anyone else have one? Chat or otherwise in the StreamYard?
I've got one. I just thought of.
All right, drop it.
So getting off of Transformers a little bit. Super 7 or NECA for Ninja Turtles.
All right.
NECA.
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like this is an easy one, but
I haven't been impressed with a lot of the Super 7 stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, NECA's already doing good. The paint is the paint is better. I guess it depends on if you want them to look like the toys or want them to look like the animated or the live action.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
But Super 7's articulation is super lacking for me.
Yeah. That's the thing with Super 7 to me is for their price point, I'm like, we need more articulation. Like, you can get more articulation and some stuff off the shelf than you can get from Super 7.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, some people seem to really love Super 7, but I just like these feel like maybe that's their thing, but it feels like toys from when we were children in a bad way. Like, I want modernized versions of toys that we had, not the shit we got at exorbitant inflated prices, right? So
they're like those
nostalgia feeling.
And with the Playmates reissues coming out now too, it's even like it's like, hey, you can just go ahead and buy the old thing as it is. Why spend $50 for a copy of the old thing?
And the Masters of the Universe, I forget what it's called. The ones that look like the old school ones, but they have more articulation. Mm-hmm. They have like the same amount of articulation as Super 7, and they're like $17.
Yeah, and it's still exactly like the old one for sure. But yeah, I think at least for me, I definitely go NECA. But I actually am just on the movie line, not the cartoon line. But I see all the figures as I'm shopping, and I wish I had gotten in on that to begin with, because it's just expanding and expanding and expanding, and even like the video games and everything like that. It's just like it's so ridiculous on what NECA is doing and the amount of stuff they're putting out, when it seemed like Super 7 had like a head start, Yeah,
those 2-packs, I always see them in the store, and they always look so good. And they have such random characters, like what was it, like superhero Rocksteady and Bebop, like kind of
Mhm.
obscure stuff like that. But it's always like kind of the cool stuff. So I really liked it. If I collected them, I definitely would go NECA. And then John, this is this or that. Again, that's the rules. You can't just be throwing in random figure arts and stuff like that.
Because there's also, what's the other one? The Loyal Subjects. They're also have like a sort of in the same line, but they're like doing very niche TMNT stuff, and it's just like I see that, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. Thanks. You know, that's
Ooh,
That's
a good
easy.
question, Jermaine. Yeah.
I like Matt Drace's question, but to me, that answer is really easy.
All right. Did we get everyone's answer to that? I think everyone said NECA on our group, right? for the
Yeah, pretty
TMNT.
sure.
No, I didn't give an answer yet.
All right.
There's
What about you, Louisiana?
He's over behind the duck.
Yeah.
There you go. Move over. There you go.
Okay, neither. Neither. Super 7, they don't have anything that like I really want to buy. I like the 2000, I think it was 2012 Thundercats, the new one. The new one that was more like anime style. I like that version, but it only got 2 seasons, and I don't know if Super 7 will go into that Thundercats. And then for NECA, they're mostly, let's hear, Predator, Turtles, let's hear, Aliens, and to kind of go, said not to mention figure arts, but like I'm okay with the figure arts, Aliens.
Louisiana, you're going off track. It's this or that. You can't say neither. You're going to either go with Super 7 or you got to go with NECA.
Neither.
No, you got that's the rules.
He's in the 1%.
We're gonna have to kick you out, Louisiana, if you're not Mariana, if you're not playing by our rules.
Okay, let's hear it. NECA.
NECA. All right, cool.
There we go. We'll go 100% NECA.
All right, one good one that everyone seems to like that was a live stream viewer. Matt Dre said, "What would you like someone to make? Masterpiece scale GoBots or Masterpiece M.A.S.K?" So that is the new last this or that we'll do for today before we start opening up to other topics. That is also in the live chat. All right, so Anthony already shouted out this question. Which one do you want?
I've got to go Masterpiece M.A.S.K. We already have someone trying to do the GoBots, and I mean that's been all. I mean those figures are all right, but to me M.A.S.K is underserved, and I think that if any company picked it up, it would be an instant. It would be an instant hit for for people to buy. But even then, I also think it's due for like a re-animation or for someone to reboot it and do it today, because there's so many M.A.S.K fans out there that, I mean, when you look at the DVD series on Amazon, it still goes for $70 or $80 for the entire series. Like, even if you look it up on eBay, I mean, there's no discounts on it either. And so M.A.S.K is something that everyone loves. And I have the season 1 Blu-ray, and every friend I have is like, wow, you have that? And I'm like, yeah, man, like with the rest of my Hanna-Barbera stuff. And they're just like, wow, you have M.A.S.K? I love M.A.S.K when I was a kid. So give me M.A.S.K.
All right. What about the rest of you folks?
GoBots.
People are complaining about like the over tunification that Fans Toys is doing. I'm gonna imagine what they would be saying that for the GoBots. They don't, in my opinion, they don't even look good. They don't even. I'm going like their designs are. No, there's a reason why. Like I feel, my opinion, there's a reason why Transformers versus GoBots, Transformers won that game or that video or cartoon war and like toy war, because like I'm going like I'm looking at them and I'm like when I was like 7, I'm going like this looks like for little kids and this looks awesome. Like holding up Starscream, I'm going this looks awesome.
I don't know if Starscream's like the best example. I feel like the original Starscream could be a GoBot. It was pretty janky.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Compared to Leader 1, and then like Optimus Prime.
So your team M.A.S.K as well.
M.A.S.K. Oh yes, with like especially today's tech. Imagine how much better it could. They already did really good when it originally came out. Imagine how much better it would be now. I just don't know if there's. Anthony was saying that there's enough people to support it. I don't know because I know Raymond
Ramen toys.
Yeah, he's like doing some, and it looks really good. But like, I'm not into it enough to like buy it. I like M.A.S.K. I went back and saw the cartoon. And I'm going like, okay, yeah.
But it could be one of those things. Like for me, it's like that example is like Diaclone. Like people are doing that. You know, Takar's doing that, and people are like, you should get the Diaclone stuff. They're better than the Transformer stuff. And I'm like, it looks good, but I have no interest in it at all. But I'm almost being swayed into getting just one, just to try it out.
Yeah, for the
All right, so we got another one for M.A.S.K. Shoki or T-Man. You have a vote on this?
Actually, T-Man I think said M.A.S.K. He just, but I'll say for me. Oh, did you not? I thought you did. Oh, sorry.
He said
but no.
Right after I said M.A.S.K.
Oh, okay. I was like, they was on top of each other. So, I'm gonna say GoBots, but I'm only gonna say GoBots for a meme because I actually want Fans Toy to make them hyper tune. I want hyper. I want hyper tune. I want hyper tune GoBots because Ramen Toys is making M.A.S.K already, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. But I want something just absurd because I mean we have quote unquote masterpiece.
Yeah, okay. If you're
GoBots.
going for that, yeah. If you're going for absurd, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want the sheer absurdity of them trying to do hyper-tuned GoBots.
Yeah, Scooter.
What Shoki said, I want GoBot. Like they gave us this one tune accurate cycle, and then they never made another DX figure. The other stuff they're making is like upgraded versions of the original toys. But I would like what they had on the cartoon. Because I fell in love with this guy right here.
Wow, I'm surprised. It was really evenly split between our audience here. 52% for M.A.S.K and 47% for GoBots. 1% again apparently going to the ether.
That's
M.A.S.K. I'm gonna be honest. I think that came out at a time where I was like transitioning. I forget how old I was when that came out, but I didn't faithfully watch M.A.S.K. Like I remember the theme vaguely, but I think they would be too expensive.
I mean, at the size they're making them, yeah, the larger vehicles probably will be. I mean, what Ramen Toys is selling their Thunderhawk for what, 120 or something like that? I forgot what the actual.
How big is it compared to the original?
It's bigger than the original. It's like a 125th or bigger car. You know.
What scale of figure does it fit? 3 3/4 or 6 inch?
I think it's actually somewhere in between. Because it's bigger
2.5 inches or something like that.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but it's more articulated than the original figures. But 6-inch would be ridiculous. Like you just imagine that.
Yeah.
I need the Ramen Toy Centurions. I missed out
170.
on those.
That's not what she said.
I'm all right.
Three-quarter scale. Okay.
All right. We'll move on. So the first topic that we wanted to talk about, well, I wanted to talk about personally, I think a lot of people, even some people who was in the chat, somebody was saying that they're still playing Breath of the Wild. I'm like, bruh, you're like 7 years back late. However old that game is.
Did they just buy it?
No, he said he was playing it before and didn't finish it, and he wanted to finish that before getting into Tears of the Kingdom. It was Craig. So he said he wants to put more time into Breath of the Wild, which he never finished because if I dive into too far,
you might as well don't even. If you didn't like it enough to finish it, I don't know if you're gonna like Tears of the Kingdom because there's even more to do.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one thing that I was talking about in the Discord with right before with Scythe and Baker Jin. There's just so much to do that it's almost like overwhelming. And I was joking about this with T-Man. Like, I got like ADHD, man. Like, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to do this thing. T-Man said I should go get this skill. and I'll be like, oh, I'm on my way there. I'll be like, oh, a tower. Oh, Korok. Oh, just random stuff. 3 hours later, I'll be like, what the fuck was I doing? Like, I was supposed to be doing literally 3 sessions in a row. I was gonna do that thing that T-Man told me to do, and I just got it done today before I came to my parents' house. And that was like 2 days ago. He told me, like, I think the first week, and I just got it done. And it's one of these things that you should get very early on because it makes your life so much easier later. But that's me. Anybody else playing? I know T-Man is. Luis, Mariano, Choki, Anthony?
Nope. Not yet.
No? All right, Mariano, what about you?
There's like so much to do. I'm taking my time with it. Because like I'm like when I'm playing it on my friends list, I see like people. I see like my friends playing it, and like I like try to limit myself to like an hour and a half because I'm going like there's other stuff I need to do. And
there's no way.
I turn it off. I go to sleep. I wake up. I turn it back on, and they're still playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're still playing. But yeah, there's like so much stuff to do. But like I'm staying like for right now, focus on the story. Focus on the story, and like because like I still haven't gone like underground. I just now like got to Hyrule. It is so funny too. I'm going like when you're ready, when the game like lets you go to Hyrule, I'm going, you gotta be kidding. You want me to jump? And I'm like in real life, I'm afraid of heights. And like even in like I'm going like, yeah, this is a game, but still when I have like Link go too close to the edge, I'm like, I'm like my body's
this game is not for you. Verticality is the name of Tears of the Kingdom.
I completely forget when they let you jump off. How do you land? I forgot how you land because you don't have the glider yet.
Like
you land in the water.
Like the dummy mechanic physics where you hit the rock except there was no blood.
Oh no. I meant the first time you jump off.
You have to jump
completely forgot how you landed.
You have to land in the pond.
Better land in water. You had to land in water.
I've died a few times when my stamina ran out.
Oh yeah, so have I. I've died way too many times. Like I feel like the difficulty curve is way higher this time around too. Like when I first got off the island, I was getting like one shot by red bokoblins like left and right. I'm like, this is some bullshit. I used to just hold these things.
I had 10 hearts.
I've been playing Zelda since the beginning, so like I'm used to it, to a lot of their mechanics and stuff. And like if you only have 3 hearts at the beginning, now I have 4. Yeah, you got to be careful because like the very first Zelda, you take that many. It was like that in there. You could only take a few hits.
I had 10 hearts and was still getting 1 hit killed.
Mm.
By what?
Like it was a moblin with a spear. He pooped me and I died. Now I have 2 health.
It was probably a black moblin, right? Those things are buff.
Probably.
Yeah,
there's different colors.
Well,
trying not to make a bad joke.
That can kill you.
You better be careful. You gotta count the colors that we have on the guest list.
I'm asking my wife if she wants to join the discussion, so she's been all in on it since.
Oh yeah. You switch chairs with her. We can go about the Kingdom all night.
One of the things I like about this one more than Breath of the Wild is it seems like you have way more ways to figure things out. Like I just did a shrine where it's a platform that you can move, but it has a ball and chain hanging on it, and it's a target on the wall. They want you to connect the block to the ball and chain and use the inertia to hit the target. But there's also like a stone pillar. So I moved that so I can jump onto the platform, and I connected the block to the pillar, and then I moved the platform and hit the target like that instead of using the inertia.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like I just brute forced it. I didn't even move anything. I just my batting swing was so hard it just went through the platform. So I didn't even have to move that hanging thing. But
Man.
yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things
so many
that.
different ways to solve the puzzles. There's not
Well, I
just
mean,
one set way.
so that was the thing with the even the first one, Breath of the Wild. Like, I'm very like I'm not creative at all and stuff like that. But I would be watching people killing. I'm just going through and like killing people with my freaking bow and arrow and like beating people with my sword. People were doing like crazy things like even basic things like throwing a metal chest down and then throwing water at it to soak the enemies and then doing a shock arrow that would electrify everyone, like all sorts of crazy stuff like that, or just dropping a metal weapon in a group of enemies when it's storming. Like, I'm not that creative. And then when you bring it to Tears of the Kingdom, have you guys? I'm sure you guys must have seen some of the videos of the contraptions people are making. People
Yeah.
are making like,
Torturing the poor Koroks.
yeah, dude,
That was funny.
I've seen the videos. Yeah.
but they have like
ah!
they have like full scale like mechas that can fly, that have targeting lasers, and you control. I'm just like, what? That would take me like 2 hours to just build, let alone
Minecraft kid.
Yeah, literally.
They could have a whole player's guide just for that.
Yeah, it reminds me actually of Lego a lot. You see like a lot of like custom Lego people making moving Lego things with like gears and like shafts that are offset so that when it spins, it has like a wave motion. They're doing that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I'm like so basic. I'm like a basic bitch. I'm like wheels, platform. I'll just ride that. I'm good. I don't need to be making a mech or anything like that. Like, see, there was one. Somebody made a torture chamber. They put like a walled area, and then they put lasers and flames on the inside spinning around on the spindle, and they just carry the whole contraption. They do the auto build, and they just put it around the group, and they just like, it's a torture room. It's literally a torture room. I'm just like,
I think I'm going to do that for the Lionel.
I think I'm just gonna stick to my God of War. It's like I like my games easy. I kill that thing there, right?
You can tell who doesn't have a full-time job, or I'm gonna say, who doesn't have a real job, based on how crazy these contraptions are. Because it's like you have to put that much time into it to be able to figure that stuff out, and it's like, yeah, man, I've got a 9 to 5, So
I think some people
you say that, but just 2 days ago, T-Man and I both said that we were up until 4 a.m. playing Tears of the Kingdom, and then we both had our 9 to 5 jobs that we got to, and we were like dying that day.
Well, yeah, like you can afford to do that once, as opposed to, hey, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this multiple times.
I'm not gonna say how many times I've stayed up past 2 o'clock.
Way too long.
Is that right? Wow,
Not fine.
Yeah, we're not healthy.
I was gonna say I get up and go to the gym every morning at 5 a.m. So you guys are way more committed than I'm committed.
Strongest thumbs in the kingdom.
Send your discipline through the screen.
We're mentally exercising, okay? We're mentally exercising.
No, I gripe at my kids for going to sleep in class. I can't be going to sleep. I can't be going to sleep during class.
Oh, speaking of kids,
if I have
my damn kid's been playing Tears of the Kingdom more than I have. I'm like so bitter.
I keep telling him to buy another Switch.
I'm almost thinking about it now. But
Dude, just get another one. Get a secondhand one that's cheaper.
Yeah, but then the thing is, I bought physical cards, so like, it still wouldn't help me unless I bought a second copy of the game. I can't. I gotta draw the line somewhere.
Get it digital so you can just take it everywhere.
I know, but I'm a physical guy.
Oh, never mind. You have to get physical because that trade-in value never goes down.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's
Especially
true.
for first-party Nintendo games, they never sell below like 40.
Nope.
I was going to say,
a fair point.
We had to get multiple Switches because our kid, it got to that point. We don't have multiple copies of games, but we had to because it was just, oh, yeah, you need to start your own save data over here, and then you can play it. But when mom and dad get home and it's like, come off that, whatever. Like, my son has his own Pokemon Scarlet account on his Switch, but it's, hey, when mom comes home, come off the Scarlet so she could play hers. And so we ended up just having to do that.
Oh man,
you gotta have the family Switch, like the rapid switches.
3 if I was in that situation, because
yeah,
I wouldn't even want to wait for her.
What about like? But the thing is, let's real quick background on T-Man. He has 2 just for himself because he keeps one docked and one for portable. I'm like, it's a portable system. What is the point? Like, why do you need
It's not
2?
super portable because it's just the light is better. It's more convenient
Well,
But then why don't you just get rid of your regular one then?
because it's sitting on the back. I don't have to unplug it. And then what I love is when I take the cartridge out and pick up the light, my save data is like instantly transferred.
I agree with T-Man on that.
He's got a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got like with the Switch, sometimes you got to do 2. I have a turquoise light, and then I have a regular console that stays plugged up.
I got the
you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it. So,
Nice.
and here's the other thing about Switch is if you go digital, you can't play your digital games unless you're on Wi-Fi. So, even if you download it, I'm like, what? This stinks that I can't play this unless I'm always connected to Wi-Fi.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you do get 2 of them, make the portable one the main account because your the one at home is always connected to Wi-Fi, and you can verify your account.
That makes sense. No, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah,
We don't play our Switch. We don't play our
Oh my
Switch.
gosh. Apparently, I guess I'm the minority with only having 1 Switch. Like Carrick said,
No, you're not. I'm with you. I am with
I
you.
don't understand.
Only have one, and
All right.
I leave it docked. I hardly ever, except
So
if
you're not
sometimes when
seeing
I'm
my
playing
case. I
Pokemon.
feel like if I'm in the same boat as you, Mariano, I feel like I'm in the losing camp here.
Oh,
But I travel a lot for work too. So I mean, at one point I did. So that's why I got a light. Is hey, I'm on a flight and I need something to do. And so at the point where we only had 1 Switch, it was like, oh, I'm not going to take this, and then my kids don't have anything to play. So I got a light to do it, and so I ended up keeping it now. So, I mean, post COVID, we do everything we do a lot more over Zoom, so I'm not on as many flights.
Yeah.
And I
See, I
wanna-
had to be a good dad and leave the Switch at home because I'm here by myself at my dad's place this weekend, and so. But I'm like fiending. I'm like, I need my hit. I need my hit so bad.
Go to Target, and your save data will probably transfer automatically.
You already need a second one. There's your excuse. You need it.
But see,
I just gave you $20 extra. You can go get one.
I kind of want to. Yeah, I got 1/10 of the way. Not even there. I kind of want to
I'll
get.
give you more.
I kind of regret selling my launch version because then obviously I could have done a hacked one and I could have played my backup.
Oh,
I still have my launch.
I do too.
But mine's only docked. I hardly ever play it handheld because I want a big screen, not.
same.
Yeah, T got me on that too. Like on Breath of the Wild, even if I was home, I was playing it on the Switch, and he's like, "What are you, like a peasant? Put it on your big screen, dock that shit." And so I did. And he's like, "You're still playing with the Joy-Cons? Get a Pro Controller, you noob." And I'm like, I have a Pro Controller, and I tried to take it out. My Pro Controller is dead. Like I literally don't even use it, and it died. I probably have less than like 3 hours.
You got to charge it, sir.
Oh, something
That thing
else.
lasts for a while.
If you are going to play Tears of the Kingdom, you definitely want to get the physical copy because people report issues with the digital timing out or lagging out and all that stuff. So
Really?
I mean, those were the streamers who got like early access, and they were like, the hard copy played better than the digital. So I don't know that you care about it, refresh rates and all the stuff that they do, but
He cares.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about so I was actually going to get another Pro Controller, and they had like the Zelda one, and I was like, I would look the Tears of the Kingdom one. That shit sold out everywhere, selling for like over $100 on like the secondary market. I was like, nah. So I was gonna get just like a regular Pro Controller. Those are all sold out too, probably because Tears of the Kingdom, like they're
every new mainline game that comes out, the Pro Controllers all sell out.
Oh man, like Amazon just got it back, but it's not in stock. But you can pre-order it. It ships in 2 to 4 weeks. I'm like, this is some bullshit, man.
You
It
got
sounds
to
like
do
you're
it.
complaining about the cooking. I'm going like, if only it was that easy in the real world to cook.
Yes.
Get your stuff, throw it in the pot, And even if it's like a baked item, you just throw it in there and ta-da!
Yeah.
5 seconds later.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I find that super. I find some of the things super annoying, like how you have to like press skip on a lot of those things. Like every single like shrine, you got to skip. Every single launch
Yes.
pad, you got to skip. Oh, I do. That does make me want a what's it called though? Everyone's been wanting like a kind of a detour, like a Switch Pro. I feel like it's time, right? Like they need to up their game.
Yeah.
Imagine how
Literally.
Tears of the Kingdom would look if we had a Switch Pro by now, but y'all keep on buying them. Y'all keep on buying the version that we have now.
They're like, we don't need to make a new Switch. Everyone and their
y'all keep
mom
on
has two
buying it.
Switches
I'm
in their
going
house
like,
now.
imagine how good. I'm going like, imagine how good it would be.
And like,
I'm
wait
going,
for
it looks
T-Man
so
to
good
buy his
now.
third. Then we'll
feels
then we'll put out a Pro.
Next generation.
That's probably Extra Zero. Because I know
really?
he's had a light and an OLED.
Mm.
Yeah,
He's
when I found
big.
out that for the OLED, it was just the screen, enhancement of the screen. I'm going like $50 more just for that? No.
No.
I did. I traded. Actually, I basically because I sold my Switch and upgraded with the money. I sold my launch Switch and got more for it than I paid because it was a launch Switch, obviously. All right. Yeah, everyone's saying new console. Yeah, we need a new console.
Yeah, if it was a Pro, it would be so awesome when the shrine opens up and you walk through, just like you're instantly in there without
Right?
it moving.
Why do
No
you need
little
like a
load time.
cutscene just to get into the temple? I'm like, this is crap.
No.
Well, just make it seamless like God of War on PlayStation. It's like
I mean,
all your load screens just look like everything else.
I was gonna say, let's be honest. If they made a Switch Pro, people would still buy it at the same rate, like because all they have to do is release Pokemon with it or whatever their mainline stuff is. If they did Mario Kart 9,
Mario Kart 9, yeah,
yeah, and said, hey, here's a Switch Pro with Mario Kart 9, like it'd move all the units, and they'd be like, gotcha, sucker.
No.
I'd get one.
The real Nintendo play is Switch Pro comes out and they release Mario Kart 8 Super Deluxe.
No!
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No,
Mario
Let them
Party,
keep adding
like,
tracks.
Mario
Nintendo don't need a new game.
I want a new Mario Kart.
Yeah,
There's
we've
no
been
good
Or
wanting
the
Mario
next
Kart
Smash.
since that one came out on Switch.
no,
Like people have been playing these same courses since it came out or on Wii.
Wii U.
I know, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
It would be a new
Nintendo
Smash.
way. They're like, oh, let's re-release Super Mario Super Mario Brothers Plus or something like that. They added one character or something like that. I'm like, this is, and they sell it for like full price. I'm like, come on. They did that with like Bowser's Fury too, right?
Yeah.
Same
Oh,
game.
have you played Bowser's Fury?
Yeah, it was good.
But the games that you buy on the store don't port over.
Just for
Because I'm
Bowser's
still waiting
Fury.
on them to release Mario RPG.
Oh yeah, Super Mario RPG. They should do that. A new Super Mario RPG.
Or just release the old one.
Mario?
Is it? Yeah, it's not on the digital or not on the virtual console, is it?
No, so I keep my Wii U around just so I can play Mario RPG like once a year.
Interesting.
You know what also sucks about them is like if you buy a retro copy of a game, like if you bought one on like the Wii, the virtual console, you don't get to play that on like your Switch.
Yeah.
Like your digital copy of a retro game is locked to your console. I feel like that's kind of shady.
Nintendo wants their money.
Yeah, they're treating the Switch like it's a start over, and like whatever happens next, everything that's on the Switch will be on that, but everything before the Switch is dead.
How many times have people bought the original Super Mario Brothers? How many times?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Well, they're learning their lesson because they see that with Xbox and everything else, a lot of that stuff ports over. Follows you to your next console. So, but also with the ability to export data, whatever is next, I imagine they're going to let you take it with them. Otherwise, they're going to continue to get left behind because Mario and Mario Kart can only support it for so long.
Yeah.
They claim they want to keep the Nintendo online service going.
Yeah, one last complaint about Nintendo. Friends codes. Come on, man. What is that?
a whole bunch of kids play, and there's
No,
bad
friends
people.
codes. Friends codes are the worst thing that they've ever done.
One inappropriate message screwed it up for everybody on a DS.
Yeah.
Some weirdo was messaging some kids through their messaging app. I used to love using it to I used to message my kids before they all had cell phones because this was a long time ago. But then they took the feature away.
All right, everyone's complaining now that we are talking too much about Nintendo. They said this is pick for Switch now. Trans what? All right. So again, we're it's a free flow topic. Is there anything anyone else wants to talk? This is literally the only topic that I wanted to talk about. If there are any hot takes or highly recommended that are not Zelda related, any movie you guys have seen, story con, anything.
Well, I had a topic that I brought up in the Chatterday on the Discord, and since we do have a few reviewers here, at least a couple, I think it would be possibly an interesting thing.
All right, what is it?
So basically, because as reviewers and then also as just viewers on YouTube, sometimes I think about it because I hear a lot of other people talking about, especially say Fans Toys or other figures coming out, and you start hearing a lot of repeat things like saying Fans Toys, well, we hate it because it's just hypertune accurate. Okay, so where did that come from? So the question I have is, where do our opinions come from, either as reviewers or just viewers of the content? Like, are you basing your opinion? Say what?
So I can think of a place it came from, but I don't want to say it.
and I don't mean this as an attack thing. I mean, but like this is more of a deep thinking situation. Like, because I know a lot of reviewers will not watch any reviews of something before they actually can put it out because they don't want their thoughts tainted, right? But then after the fact, we start watching other people's reviews, seeing what, say Piog or MGO or T-Man says about a figure, and then you start thinking, okay, well, I missed that. Oh, that's a good point too. And then like you had your set opinion that you put out to the world, and now maybe your opinion starts being a little bit more malleable than you thought it was. So, either as fans or reviewers, just put it out there. Where do your opinions come from? Whether it's the chat over here for all the Transformers and reviewer watchers here.
My opinions come from me.
They come from my brain.
I usually don't watch anybody else before. I will watch Henry because I like watching the live streams. But I'm to the point now. Once I started doing YouTube, I started slowly not being able to watch other reviews because I felt like I'm watching myself over and over and over again. Or I found myself becoming a reviewer. And I'm like, why did he do this? Or why didn't they do that? Like,
dude, that is so incidental that you can't avoid it. I know. I totally feel that too.
Or like they'll start complaining about something that I'm thinking, why are you? It's been 3 minutes and you're still talking about the foot. Like, move to the next thing or whatever.
I'm feeling attacked right now, T-Man.
Me too. Me too, Pat.
But sometimes after I do a video, if I know it's a figure that I'm never gonna get, I'll watch the review. Or if it's something that somebody got like months early, and I'm like, oh well, I might as well just watch it because I'm gonna forget this by the time the toy comes.
Yeah, so for me, I come at it from a little bit different approach because we have our comic podcast, and so we review all the movies when they come out, right? So Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff, we do a podcast on that, and I think it's easy to look at some of the bigger podcasts and then, or even in this case, streamers, and say, hey, they've got this opinion on it, and let their opinion like form yours. But it's always, if you do yours without listening to anyone else, then your opinion is just that. It's your opinion because those are the things that stick out to you. Once you start to introduce new data, it's human nature to consider that new data as part of what it is that you're thinking. Because for us, whenever we review any of the Marvel movies or I mean, these DC movies, we always say, hey, let's not talk to each other. Let's turn the mics on. And then whatever stuck out to us after we watch the movie, that's what we're going to do and just go hit it. And let's not listen to anyone else's podcast about it either, because there are people who will go see it the night before, right? Like the official release is always on a Friday, but now anyone can go see it on a Thursday, and then they'll drop something on a Thursday. And so it's no, we're going to just go watch it. We set the time that we're going to meet and podcast, and then bang, away we go. And we avoid it just so we have 100% of our data and our opinion. Because the moment you introduce something someone else said, it's like, oh, I didn't like when their costume was unzipped here. And you're just like, I didn't even notice that. And you didn't care. But then the moment someone says, oh, there's not enough ankle flexion, on the MMC Streetwise, then you're just like, oh, I didn't notice that. And then you start fidgeting around with yours, and you're just like, yeah, mine doesn't have enough ankle flexion either. And so that new data starts to jade your opinion, even though you probably didn't notice or care.
Well, there's something that I'll bring up later, and that'll be a callback to that in the comments section. But I'll let somebody was going to say something else. Was that you?
Me. I think that's a good idea, because if you've already debated the movie with the people before you start the podcast, you'll probably won't even get back into that same debate.
Yeah, you won't have kind of a shared, more homogenized opinion.
Yeah, because we do the same thing. Like, say, like we still haven't reviewed on our podcast. We haven't reviewed Guardians 3 yet. We talked our scores, the two of us who have got together since, but we didn't really review the whole thing and really go over our full-on thoughts. And we haven't talked about it in our group chat, like, because we want to have that flow. Now, mind you, I've seen other people's opinions on it, but I've already formed mine. So that's a different kind of story, So far, nothing else has, in my opinion, has tainted my thoughts on it. But, I feel like in the reviewing game, like, it seems like the longer you've been at it, the more isolated you can keep your own feelings. Like, you can say, like, this is how I feel, and you can keep that in concrete. And then you say, this person said this, and now I see it that way, but it didn't change how I feel. Because sometimes the new information is literally like maybe a fact you missed or a detail you missed, but it has nothing to do with how you feel. But, like, I just learned that there's something that most people missed at the end of Guardians 3, just because I watched a short video on it. And it didn't make a big deal out of it at all, but almost everybody missed it. But now it's out there on YouTube. So it is what it is. But I also feel like, especially when it comes to viewers of ours, that a lot of times when they're discussing things amongst their own peers, or even, if it's us, but they don't make content, I think there's also a appeal to authority fallacy, where it's like, well, this particular reviewer said this thing, therefore that is the top idea, and they'll latch on to that. And and I feel like that's like they defend their opinion because this higher level reviewer of some sort or their favorite reviewer said it, therefore, this is now my opinion and I'm holding fast to it. Whatever you say about it doesn't matter, and I seem to encounter that quite a lot. It's kind of funny. I don't know. That's why I said, it's like, we're in the case of viewers, like, we all have, on the other side of it, we'll all have our specific people we go to, but I feel like some people will go to everyone. Like, some people have like the 2 people, and then some people have like 12. Like, everybody's dropping their Fans Toys parkour review, right? So, like, okay, I go to this person for transformation. I go to this person for really close-up details. I go to this person for their overall thoughts, and then I go to this person just because I laugh at their silly videos or whatever,
Yeah, I actually brought up Frankie's because I was thinking about this too when you had brought up, like, why there's kind of a shared lexicon or terminology that gets passed around. Like, you use Fans Toys as an example, like overly tune accurate or something like that. I think that's just something that happens with all communities. I don't think it's really kind of a mind melding kind of thing, or what is it called when
group thing?
Borg, it's not like a Borg collective
hive mind.
It really just is like people who, like Frankie says, somebody just you synchronize with somebody and say, yes, that's exactly what I said, but they say it in a way that's more succinct and has a
Yes.
terminology that we can all kind of group around. You know, they do that even with like terminologies in games or comics and stuff like that. You know, anything, there's always kind of a lexicon. So I think that kind of explains that. I think it's less of the hive mind or just inheriting somebody else's opinion. It's just more about let's just get around terminologies that we can all kind of use together, same kind of lexicon and so forth.
Yeah.
Some people don't have a mind of their own, or they already have an opinion, and if somebody says it agrees with them, it's like, yes, see, they have to be right.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
when I'm watching somebody's review, like I'm listening to what they're saying, but I'm also watching what's going on. Like some people will be doing a review and like, let's say they're like moving the arm and it's like super crazy loose. And I'm like, why aren't they mentioning that? Like I notice it, but then at the end of the video, they talk about how good the quality is. And I'm like, but that arm was like just dangling there and they never mentioned it. So I'll listen to them, but then I take in what I'm seeing at the same time.
It's a good point too. Like you said, like, you know, why didn't you do this, or why did you skip this, or hey, the thing, or you know, it is. I've had people comment like, hey, you missed this whole thing, and I'm like, no, I covered that, and they're like, no, you didn't, and then I realize they haven't watched the part of the video where I covered that thing, and then you're answering, and you realize like that was a day ago. Do they still feel that way? Do they not delete their comments?
I get those comments all the time. I made a resolution not to reply. Does this figure do this?
For me,
what
when
kind
I'm
of
watching
battery?
like a review, I watch, especially if I have the time, I watch the whole entire thing because
that's what you're supposed to do before you comment.
Like, and I don't. There's like because Shoki, when you're saying that like there's people that like watch a lot of different reviewers. For me, it depends. For like shows and movies, I'll watch 3 to 5 because I want to have a more wider opinion. But like for Transformers or toys, there's like a few like PEG and TM reviews that I watch because also my time is limited.
NT Man.
I've been slacking on Transformers reviews.
They give very thorough reviews and they tell you, okay, you might have a hard time with this part. Be careful with this part. And also, may sound a little weird. The personality that I'm watching, I like that person and stuff. So they're easier for me to watch because like there's some people, they're not bad people, but I'm like, ugh, you're getting irritating and annoying.
That's not weird.
I'm sure that everyone feels that way about.
I don't know, Shoki. To be honest with you, I didn't know you did. I didn't know you existed until like I watched.
I know,
and I'm not trying to make it sound bad, but I didn't know you existed until like I heard about you from T-Man 978 for a long time.
Well,
yeah,
I think
I've slipped under the radar for quite some time because of the Gundam stuff. Most people know me for that, and then like it's half. It's more than half and half. But like it's been Transformers along the whole way.
Nice design and stuff, but like haven't seen the cartoons, and just because it looks nice, doesn't mean I'm gonna like it.
We still have never had the Gundam show.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yes, that'd be fun.
Because it looks very nice.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with like watching a reviewer because you jive with them. Like per se. So this is going to sound like as a call out, like, but it's not because I still watch a good amount of his videos. But like M.A.S.K. an example, like his humor doesn't mesh well with my sense of humor, and so it's nothing against his reviews. He has quality reviews. He puts out really good content, but you know. And I'm sure people will probably say the same thing. I know TM said some people complain about his voice because he has like what some people say is like a scratchy voice. Some people find that annoying. I'm sure a lot of people find it annoying
Not
how
that
I
it's
felt.
bad or anything, but no, I don't find his voice annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just real. That's just how it is.
I mean, you find the people you like, and you watch them forever. I mean, I still watch M.Go, but I don't watch every video because, like, I don't care about half of the stuff he reviews. But he'll get a
Yeah.
figure in, and I'll be like, "That's cool." But I also I've enjoyed, like, I've modeled myself off of 3 main reviewers. You know, M.Go, Bobby Skullface, and way back in the day, Optobotomus, because he's where I started. You know, and then I found other people that, you know, I glommed onto more, you know. So yeah. So it's just like, you know, I find myself borrowing a little bit from like all of these people, and then, you know, just finding my own way as I go, you know.
Yeah, I remember Optimonus was on one of his live streams early on, and then PL was another influence, and he's actually not that far from me. He's in Richmond, so it's only a couple of hours south of me. Yeah, definitely. That's actually an interesting topic. So those of you who are reviewers, I mean, we already got it from Shoki, but who have got you kind of, or not influenced you, but who were the reviewers you went to before you got started? So Shoki, you said it was Optobonomus, MGO, and
Was Optomotimus and M.Go initially, like for watching Transformers reviews, and then Bobby once I discovered him.
all right. What about you, T?
For me, it was, I think mostly, you know, I was like a mix between M.Go, PR, and it's Shartimus Prime.
Oh yeah, Shartimus.
Like I like the thing that he did that they didn't do was more editing. Like PR and M.Go. Well, M.Go edits now, but they used to just be all in one shot, no cuts. But I like Shartimus used to do cut out all the wasted time stuff, or the empty space.
I
And I
think
like that.
Shartimus probably appeals to you too because he does a lot more like posing and articulation showing off, as opposed to, you know, like me. I'm not good at that. I just do the facts, just the facts. Remember, I'm not creative. I'm like, the light goes forward 89.5 degrees, not quite 90 degrees. Like, I'm super nerdy like that, but I'm not like posing figures in interesting ways that you would actually put on your shelf and stuff like that. But you know, Shartimus and you guys actually go through the time to do that. It's something that appeals to you.
I used to watch.
Sorry, I just remembered somebody else. One of our classics, Balt Matrix.
Yeah,
Like I used to watch him all the time, but like just because I wanted the different feel of the way he did things, you know. It's like he was just a little bit different than the other guys, and that's why I would watch those 3 basically, you know.
Got
I
a lot
used to
of
watch
MGO Bobby
everybody.
Skullface fans in here.
Yeah, I used to watch everybody, Skullface included, and like TJ Omega.
Oh yeah, good old TJ. I watch his other content now.
I did watch Optobotomus. There are several people I used to watch, but I'm going to end it there. But there are people that I definitely watch almost all the time is Jobby because of the craziness. I used to like his older videos better because they were like quick and silly. Now he adds like a whole storyline and stuff. But I still watch.
It's funny because like I don't really watch other reviewers too, and I think, yeah, it's probably like what you said, T. Once you do it yourself, it feels like weird watching other people reviews. But I think the things I enjoy in other reviewers is like their non-reviews. Like T, I watch his like live stream, his figure hunts all the time. It's like my favorite thing to watch out of all of his content, and I feel like those do really well for you in general, right?
They used to at some point, but recently YouTube has been punishing me for not putting up videos every day. Like it's been over a week since I put up a video.
Yeah.
Dude, my like, because I basically quit normal reviewing and then basically put a lot of stuff on the paywall. So like that I put out a string of videos, like one every other day for about 3 weeks, and yeah, just because I hadn't fed the algorithm in a while, it's just buried.
Yeah, YouTube is definitely punishing Well, Anthony and Mariano, you guys are reviewers, but are there some reviewers that you started with, and then like maybe you evolved away from, or anything like that, like for one reason or another, or you moved to somebody else who you enjoyed more? Because I feel like there's more again as YouTube grew and the collect community grew. We have no lack of choices, but like early in the days, you only had so many reviewers that were doing all the figures you wanted, especially when it came to like third party when it was more niche. So, Anthony, what about you? Did you start out with some reviewers and then move on to others?
So honestly, there's not a lot of reviewers that I've watched. I started with the PL guy, and I guess that's how you pronounce it, because he was tied into TF Source, or yeah, I think so. And so I got a bunch of my stuff from them in the beginning, and so I watched a lot of his stuff. I did watch a couple of Ben's collectibles. Uh, I've only seen the Bobby Skullface. I've only seen a couple of his videos. Um, I don't. I guess in the reviewer community, he's kind of polarizing. I'm not sure why. I don't remember what figures of his I've watched. I guess for one reason or another, he moved a lot of his stuff behind a paywall or something like that. But I enjoyed the couple of videos of his that I watched. But I found your stuff, Pake, and then I found TM reviews, and it was just like, okay, I vibe with them more. So I just kind of did that. And so with Pake doing the live stuff, but also because MMC is my number one company, you were doing a lot of the manuals, or you had a lot of the MMC stuff first, or you were at TF's or at TFCon and you would get early access to stuff. So I was just like, okay, like he's an MMC guy, so I'm gonna move over to this channel. And so that's kind of what happened. But TM reviews, I always loved like the pictures of his collections. Like, I think that's one of the things that I miss about other reviewers is we don't always get to see their collections. And so every once in a while, he's like, okay, here's my new collection. And I like his big, long setup. So it's just like, hey, and I always worry that shelf's going to collapse because it doesn't seem like it has the best support, but it's still there and nothing. And I don't know that he's had any shelf dives, but, there we go.
Knock on wood.
Transman's coming heated this today. He's snarky today. He said, "I don't pay for, but I ain't paying for your reviews."
You spelled that wrong.
And you don't love him if you won't pay for it.
Yep. As someone who put some stuff behind the paywall, you'd be amazed at how many people really don't love you. Like it's amazing. It's amazing. But I still put it out. I'm still putting out almost daily content on Patreon, just waiting for the views to come. Yeah. Well, I because I mean, after 7 years of kind of giving it away for free, and then just watching the sub numbers go up and the view numbers go down, I'm like, you know what? If I can get a handful of people on Patreon, it'll be more worth waiting than waiting on the YouTube paycheck every month.
Yeah.
And I'll feel like it's going somewhere, and I can build a community that's a little bit more tight knit. So that was the whole goal behind it. And I lost the bug, so to speak. But the funny part is I keep finding myself like really wanting to, like I'm just like, no, don't do it, don't give in. But now
probably got 50 faithful people that's always commenting and whatnot.
Right. And like as soon as I got away from the Gundam content, the views went away. It's like I'm done with Gundam, so they're just like, oh, well, like the 9,700 give or take, people. But the funny thing is, my action figure channel keeps growing, even though I'm not even putting anything over there. I was just like, people are finding that channel for whatever reason, and the numbers keep going up. I'm like, okay, it's like, but like I put up a build video today where I did some upgrades to my displays, because that's the kind of stuff I really want to start doing. It's like giving my opinion is fun, but I actually want to show something, because like, oh, look, here I'm the 30,000th person to review this figure today. But did anybody do this? So that's where I'm at now. Try to do something a little more fun for me, even though I like sitting and talking with other people about these things. I've sat in a closet talking to myself for 7 years. It's like, can I go talk to anybody else now, please? That'd be great.
And again, I mean that's really why I switched over to live streams. Not, I mean, because it is some of that, right? The live interaction. But going back to what T had referenced before, when people are like asking questions that you clearly answer in the video, I can't blame people for mine just because my live streams are always super long, so I can't expect people to watch all of that. So I always try to help out. Like somebody asked, "Hey, how heavy is FT recorder?" I'm like, somebody commented before me and was like, "Clearly you didn't watch the video." I'm like, it was like an hour and a half long. I mean, if he missed like a 30-second clip, I'm not gonna give him a hard time about that.
I wanted to add to that. Like sometimes I'll get, where can you buy this? And then I'm like, so then I'll click on my video and it starts, "Hey, T-Man 978, I got this at Toy Dojo." And this was in like the first 13 seconds.
That is,
and I'm like, you didn't even click on it.
Yeah. No, I do love the fact that people use the comments section as Google.
Right.
That is always the funniest part. They're like, "How tall is it?" Okay, I put this video out 3 years ago. Let me go find my calipers. And I'll take a picture of it. No way, I can't put that in the thing. It's like, just Google the damn thing. Go to BBTS. They tell you the exact height usually.
Well, somebody somebody posted last week on my SOC Voltron, and there was like, "How do you detach the arms?" I'm like, I barely remember. I had that figure. It's still on display, but I barely remember. I'm like, I think you just pull it out. But I'm like, I'm not going to go through the effort of actually remembering.
Yeah.
To this one comment.
Because you think at some point it would have been in the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, there's another one I always get. One, I always got the complaints about the length of my videos, or why do you waste time on this? Because I'm a lengthy reviewer. I go into all the things, But also, since you have Deluxe up on the screen here, one thing I always enjoyed about Matt is like he's basically the Bob Ross of Transformers reviewers. He's the super friendly, soft-spoken guy. And you just feel like you're just hanging out, talking Transformers with your friend.
Will Jack Shop says, "Hey, that Shoki guy, isn't he one of that voices Vegeta and Piccolo on DBZ?"
I am not. No, I'm not Chris Sabat, but that's great. I wish I had his paychecks. I'll be honest. Though I'd rather be Lanny Pretor, if I'm honest.
Kakarot.
Sorry, DBZA for life.
Can I make a live request, T-Man, that sometimes I make on figure action? Can you turn the camera so I could? Yes, thank you.
Ooh.
What is? The Mario poster. Yeah,
that's awesome.
We've heard that story before.
Clark Former gave this to me for Christmas.
There. See, right there.
Greg agrees. The Bob Ross of TF reviews. I don't know why Deluxe isn't trying to go on. He's always so humble. He's like, "Nah, too many heavy hitters don't want to join." What is that BS? Come on, this is open for everyone, Deluxe.
Look, everyone loves Deluxe.
Come on, man.
I'm not even a heavy hitter. Don't even worry about it. Don't be shy. You know us. You know all of us here, Matt. Come on. Put on some pants. Well, there you go. You got a new friend you can make.
I know.
I know who he is. He doesn't know who I am.
All right, really quickly, let's move. All right, so before we close out, because I know we're getting to an hour and a half already, and T's already losing interest. So, just a couple of comments. Some of these are going to be throwback.
Wrap it up.
All right, so one is from Facts True says, "That's where you are wrong. There's nothing wrong with Rewind. You just don't know how to place him correctly, because I had no issues with mine. If you were patient enough and really looked at things, you would clearly see how well it fits. But you guys don't do that. That's why you reviewers suck." So
my heart. Oh.
My response was #facts. So that's all I had to say.
I love those comments.
That's great. Those are great. I love those.
Deletes a lot of comments now, so I don't get. I used to love those ignorant comments.
Yeah, like when they call you dumb or stupid or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't mind getting if I did something wrong. And like the thing is, TM Reviews had the same problem with his, and then he ended up figuring out how to get his to work. He didn't even know exactly how he did it, and he did an update video on a short. So clearly, there's something going on there that is not just me, right? So,
Did do you guys ever get the comments like you have a very specific problem, and like something might have broken on yours, loose hip or some really off the wall compared to other people, and then people just keep commenting, "Oh, I don't know why you had that problem. All these other people are." It's like, because I don't have their toy.
Yeah, it's a mass-produced figure. We're all going to be different, except let me see. Hold on, going to this one. It leads right into this comment. My knees on Outback are a floppy mess. Whole thing is a cluster, and I said blame T-Man 978 because when I was doing comparisons, somebody asked for Outback, so I brought him out because that's what I do. If you donate during a live stream, like $1.99, you can ask for comparison.
It has a quality control sticker.
So I brought it out and
sticker.
I know, right? But I brought it out, and then T was in the live stream. He said the knees on my Outback are a floppy mess, and I was like, really? And I lifted mine up, and my knee just flopped out. I said, no.
It's like critic
through the internet.
He's making the knees weak. That's just what it is. T-Man just makes them weak in the knees.
Yes.
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt. Have an Outback with the legs just dangling and tell him you make them weak in the knees.
Oh, that
merch idea. Let's go.
His voice makes you go weak in the knees. So anybody who's watching this in the future, if your knees ever go bad on your Outback, you can blame T-Man. You have my permission.
He talked about it once, therefore the knees are gone.
And then
don't touch your figure right after you hear it.
And then Robert Aguilar said, when you say "ah," you sound like Tina from Bob's Burgers. So I responded. So again, somebody else saying we sound like some animated voice actor. Shoki says, not just you. And I said, I just responded to this today. Never watched the show. Looked up a compilation of her, and I'm 100% okay with being compared to her snarky character because I watched a compilation and she just is like angsty, snarky. I'm like, that's me.
Just put on some glasses. Just put on some heavy rim glasses, and you're just Tina.
Yeah, her voice actor must be a man, right?
I don't remember. I think so. Yeah,
it is. It's a man. The daughter too.
Yeah, no, that's the daughter. Tina is the daughter.
No, the other daughter.
But I never got into
Oh, you're thinking of the mom.
The mom and the oldest daughter has like a deep voice too, right?
Yeah, that's who he's talking about. Tina, the
Tina.
oldest daughter with the glasses. Yeah.
Like Dr. Girl.
Would she sit there and groan to herself? Yeah.
So apparently, I have that now.
I'm gonna listen for it now.
Yeah, I got
new goal unlocked.
I didn't see any of the videos where she does the ah thing, and because again, when you read it on the internet, like, was it like I said ah, or was it like you were saying like ah?
I think it's that.
They watch too much Bob's Burger is the problem.
Dude, Bob's Burgers with everything the Simpsons used to be.
Matt Dre says my Outback has 3 knees.
Dude, the elusive triple jointed knee.
Hey Mike, how's it going? Junkie on Crafts and Builds. He's in late. He said prom night. I think you're too old or too creepy if you're actually going to prom night at your age. So we'll just.
No, he means his son. Hopefully.
My Phantasm was fine. My Jive, I'm still trying to transform. It takes longer than Zelda.
I'll give you that.
See,
even after you know it, even after you know what to do, it still takes forever.
Get
Shots
good,
fired.
T-Man. Get good.
Hey,
yeah. Oh, damn. You threw back your own words.
Hey, I'm still transforming my Zeta Unicron.
Oh, boy.
I'm still transforming that.
That's one video where I usually have like a pride where I don't like watching other people's videos for instructions. But I watched T-Man's on that one, and I gave him all the flowers of my review saying, thanks to T-Man on this. I learned this from T-Man. And so forth. So
the hits were the worst.
Thank you, because I get comments on that video like every week.
Yeah. Especially getting the arms and shoulders up there. I was like, what is going on there? All right. Well, this will need to be updated for next month, but I always like to give a shout out on every Chatterday monthly thing.
Let me scribble.
The rolling tally of all those who have been generous, not just with your comments and time and viewership, but actually financially. Again, I really don't need you guys to be doing this. I super appreciate it if you want to do that, but don't ever feel like you need to do that for me. I appreciate just the views, likes, shares, subscribes. Those are the things that motivate me way more than money. So I don't. I know Shoki's not going to listen because he hated being in second place here. So next month, unless Casey drops another $50, and I don't think I ever saw Casey before or ever since. He or she must be a big Fans Toys fan because they dropped $50.
Can we pause this for just a second? I want to bring this conversation full circle. Based on this month's contributions, you're at least a third of a way to a new Switch, bro.
I was gonna say hold on, no, change it to second Switch fund. Change it to second Switch fund at the top there, because that's what this has become for me. This is get Pake a second Switch.
Pake can pull anything out of that closet and sell it and get a new Switch.
I know, but now it's a game. It's a game for me, team.
I like that Blue Streak artwork. It looks like pretty. Transformers Devastation.
Yeah, I just stole that from somebody. I don't know.
Here we go.
But shout outs to the top 3 contributors. This is the running total of 2023 up until this stream. So I do
65.
I do a running total up until the Chatterday. And then, so Shoki has already reclaimed the lead with his $20 donation earlier. Princeton, I think Princeton might be one of the ones that donates the most frequently. So thank you, Princeton, as well.
Thank you, Princeton.
Thang also donates super frequently. So he's up there in rounding out the top 3 of 2023. But also this month, Anthony Brown Jr., who we have online now, Chris Davis, G. Tony, Jermaine Sutton, who was on earlier. We already said Casey, Keith Lee. Every time I see Keith Lee, I think of the wrestler Keith Lee, and I'm like, deep in my soul, I'm like, I hope it's Keith Lee, but I know it's probably not.
Famous fans.
I want Keith Lee. So I'm shouting out you, Keith Lee. If you are the Keith Lee from AEW, I want to shout out something like a for lifer hand signal and one live AEW.
Just get him on the show if it really is him, right? Like,
I know that's true. Let's see, Shoki, Thang, the Rusty Mechanic, Princeton, and Scott Gomez. Those are the donations for this month. Shoki not happy with his already $15 lead, is coming back with another $5 so that he can.
I want zeros. I want all zeros. I can't have that 5 sitting there.
All right, let's see. Transfans 365 save. I donate last and high energy comment and vibes. I appreciate that. That works for me. Pay can probably swing a mean steel chair. Reviewer hand gesture sounds like a plan. Yeah, see, we need to come up with something like that. But in any case, I think that was it for this month's Chatterday. Do want to leave it at an hour and a half. We got 2 minutes. Is there any question Q&A either from the group here or from those in the?
I have a question.
Oh, we do.
Where is Anthony's podcast?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have a couple. I'm trying to think. It got moved. We were being published by a newspaper, and then the newspaper got purchased. But you can find us. Gosh, where are we now? I know we're on a guy's Substack. Gosh,
you got to give Henry the link so he can put it in.
I'll put the link in here. But there's the. I'll get the link. So I just show up and talk. I leave all that other stuff to other people. So, but I've been down since day one. But it's the Infinite Danger Room, and then what
do y'all discuss?
Go ahead.
What do you talk about?
Just comics. It's a comic podcast.
Nice.
So we review movies. We talk about comics that come out. There's a guy named Matt Howlett, not related to Wolverine in any way, but we review all the omnibus that come out because we're both omnibus collectors. We went from having a lot of individual issues, and then I had the epiphany one day that do I really care as much about these single issues as I do as the stories? So I went from having probably the largest privately owned comic book collection in the United States. I mean, thousands and thousands of comics to
Where do you
overnight
keep
selling them all at once and just going to trades and omnibuses only.
Oof.
And so
Condensed.
Anthony, where did you keep them then? If this collection is that big, where did you keep them?
they were all over. I mean, I just kind of amassed it since I was a child. I think I was one of the only people that had a full run of the first 100 issues or more of Avengers, Fantastic Four, Amazing Spider-Man, and X-Men.
Wow.
So, and when I sold my collection, I sold all of that stuff off in like the first 100 issues of those four in like one bundle, and then I sold just the rest of my collection. And so,
Now he doesn't have to work anymore.
I do remember your episode of Hoarders.
So
just stacks, just stacks all through Anthony's house. It was ridiculous.
So I'll show you. This actually came up on a show, but these were some of the first comic books that I ever purchased with my own allowance.
Keep them.
And
Wow,
these
man.
things have been stapled back together. They have followed me my entire life.
I wish I would have kept some of my
That's awesome.
ones.
And so my dad was a comic book collector, and he gifted me a bunch of his old comics. But when I got my first allowance, I went to a Circle K and bought these 4 issues. So I knew how the series ended, and I knew what issue 5 was, but then it turned into now I have to fill in the gaps. So I knew how Executioner's Song ended before I knew how it started or how they got there. So, and I mean, I love these books to death. I have probably every printed version of Executioner's Song in trade paperback or hardcover or oversized hardcover format, because this was, even though I had a bunch of my dad's old comics, it just meant more that I bought these with my own allowance, and so I kept them no matter where I've been. And so you can see the love on these. I mean, these things are
cool.
I mean, re-stapled with my own staples. So
it still looked decent.
Oh no, I mean this doesn't do it justice. Like the spine is just.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I've got the only comics I ever inherited were from my mother-in-law. She just had a box of them, and they were not taken care of in any way, shape, or form. And like those are better conditioned than what I got from the mother-in-law.
You know, this is yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I have so much nostalgia. I love these things, and so the other thing is that when I see the people who did this back in the early '90s are still drawing comics today, I'm like, my goodness, right? Like, and then I see their art evolve over the decade. That's always a lot of fun. So when we do the Omnibus podcast with me and Matt Howlett, it's always a great time where we just discuss like where we were at in life when we were reading. I just got my Thunderbolts 3 Omnibus in. And so we were discussing, you know, where we were in life when Thunderbolts came out, whether or not they should do, you know, multiple copies. So one of the things that we did in an episode was Civil War. We feel like Marvel should put out a Civil War omnibus. And we talked about what issues they should put in it, whether it should be 1 or 2, the price points and different things like that. So we try to take a really different approach.
Benefit of being at my parents' house, I have my old comics here. Like I have a bunch of old.
Oh yes.
Cards.
I will be right back. You guys are going to
got like an animation cell.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But I have all these comics in here. Some were like super old, but remember this, the 9/11 Heroes?
Yes.
Oh wow, yeah.
I got some of the original Clone Wars, some Street Fighter, Amazing Spider-Man. Got my Transformers, Micromasters. I got all of the original run of the Transformers. Oh, Battle Chasers. Oh man, I used to love Battle Chasers. Joe Madureira. Oh, man, I ran into my old room and just grabbed these. But I need to take these to my house.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. Grab them. That's pretty awesome.
So they left it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Anthony Peck.
Was that?
So
Is that Anthony Peck? Nice. Those are cool.
All of these.
I don't got anything
with various trading cards, right? Like superhero trading cards. And here's several cases full, and I've got 14 more binders of just action figure trade or Marvel trading cards. So, but those are things that we go over and we discuss. We talk about just kind of all things comics, but our episodes in terms of doing numbers are always the movie reviews. But when we talk about omnibuses and trade paperbacks and things like that, we talk about what should be in it, what they should map out, especially when they re-release the events. So we want to take a different approach, not just like, hey, Marvel just released this or they're releasing this.
Yes.
And so what does this look like?
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Oh,
that is awesome.
That is gorgeous, dude. Yeah.
I got a James Reyes commission that he did. He actually showed on his channel of Tarn before he started. Before, like, it was at the beginning when he just started YouTube, and he was at like TFCon Toronto one time, and I asked for one, and he got it for me for another
Ooh,
con.
nice. Amidala.
But that's before he got all the subs on his channel.
I still have my Dreamwave comics. I do still have a handful of those, but I love that Dreamwave Transformers run right before IDW took it over.
Yeah.
So that was a beautiful run. The summer special where they introduced the Predacons was awesome.
I want to go hang out at Pake's house.
Got all these. I got all of the. Oh, do you guys remember this?
Oh wow!
Transformers G.I. Joe.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Oh man.
Yeah. Speaking of getting the omnibuses and stuff, so basically when everybody got the news that IDW was done with Transformers, like I went about as quick as I could once I had disposable income and just started buying the IDW hardcover collections.
Right.
I'm missing one out of Phase 2, and it's the most expensive one that I can currently find, and it's Volume 5. Volume 5 with Magnus on the cover.
I've got them all right here behind me.
Yeah.
And
you said volume issue 5 or
volume 5 of Phase 2, the one with Ultra Magnus.
I only got the individual issues.
No, because I read all the way through Phase 1. I started Phase 2, and then I just got sidetracked. But I've been buying them up because they were going away. And now Rusty, good old Rusty Mechanic, shout out to him. He's like trying to get on the hype. That one right there, sir. Yes, I need that one.
Now you gotta go to Anthony's house and steal his copy.
I'm sure I'll be capable of that. But yeah, no, it's just it's funny though, like because the only one that I can find they want like $700 for something absurd.
What?
Yeah, like it's clearly somebody just wants to eBay it. That is awesome. I'm just looking at all these great drawings here.
Dang. I'm definitely taking this box. I don't know where my Spider-Man stuff was. I had like the original prints of when like he became Cosmic Spider-Man. Remember that?
Oh yes.
Oh, look at what it's got. These two, the super oversized.
Yes, that's awesome.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, we're already over 10 minutes over what I was going to say. Wait, what was the question?
Nothing.
Where's Anthony's podcast located?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'll drop the link, or I'll get my buddies to drop the link.
Yeah, because I know I've added them to the past ones that you've been on, but if they've changed homes, changed websites, let me know, and then we'll get those updated. Man, you got a lot of original art.
That's a nice.
I was going to say our Nerds to Men podcast is out there too, so you can search Nerds to Men.
Nerds to Men, nice.
Yeah.
Nerds to Men. ABC.
All right. With that, I want to thank
Mortgage
everyone. Let's give
Tamers.
one last opportunity to say something about yourselves and bid everyone farewell and good night. So, Anthony, why don't you go first?
It's always a pleasure to be on the podcast. Thank you to everyone who joins. Jermaine Sutton, we really need to get you on here. Get your money up so you can get back up on the leaderboard. I think that's the joke that we have running. Every time we talk FT, you're never on here. So we need you on here. We also need to see how many copies of FT figures you have. But man, I love doing this with you guys on Saturdays. Pake, again, our hearts are still with you. If you need anything, you know the community's here to support you. These aren't just words. You've connected so many people, and you're such a light in this community. So much love to you and your family. We'll continue to lift you guys up. And if you need anything, please holler.
Oh, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. All right, Shoki.
It's me. Yay. Guys, you can subscribe to Shoki Reviews if you want. I've got many, many, many years of reviews of different robots of different forms. I'm working on doing more building things such as like displays and stuff like that, customs, things like that that'll be coming out in the future. But you can also check out the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, where like the Rusty Mechanic is one of my main co-hosts over there. We talk about nerd culture stuff, and then every now and then we talk politics. Somehow we discussed the economy on the last episode, which was really strange, but it came up, so that's how we did it. But we have a lot of fun doing that. And I do live stream on Thursdays and Fridays on the It Doesn't Have to Make Sense channel, but that's a little bit different. But it is my chance to sit and actually talk with viewers directly, and it's a lot of fun. So
nice.
Yep.
All right, Mariano.
Thanks for having me on the show. You can't see me anywhere except for like sometimes here, and it was fun.
All right, I appreciate it. Love the shirt. I was going to mention that earlier.
Toei. No, we're going to get copyright claim just for that shirt being there. Lean forward. Is that the Chris Pratt Garfield?
I hope it's not Monday. I'm sorry, Sophie. I was having a brain fart. Forgot the mic was still on.
It's all good, buddy.
You know where to find me. Do all those things. Just Google T9978 and you'll get several options. Several options, everybody.
Remember when Bill Murphy did Garfield?
Mm-hmm. Bill Murray, yeah.
Murray, not Murphy. Murray, yeah.
This is that, but if it was like a bootleg carnival version.
That's what I said. It's the Chris Pratt version. It's what it's gonna look like. It's like Ugly Sonic, except it's Ugly Garfield.
And what's going on here? Now we got, what is this?
Oh yeah, I got him.
Oh,
that's Yoshi from Yoshi.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was gonna say it looks familiar.
Wait, that's the dog from the Luigi's Mansion. Is that what it was?
No, Yoshi. Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But he's also on the Yoshi's Island game. You can stand on his back and he can walk on spikes and all this other stuff.
Interesting.
All right, nice. Oh, I should have used this. Why didn't I use this one before? This one was way better than the delay I was doing.
That's a good question. And also, shout out to the couch behind Pake. I've been looking at it all night. Everyone knows that couch. Everyone, in one way, shape, or form, everyone knows that couch.
It's at your mom's house or your grandparents' house, or somebody in your family.
Yeah,
exactly. This couch is easily older than me, for sure. Like,
we know.
Anthony, what book is that?
All my life.
After you moved out, they didn't change your room at all?
No, my room still pretty much
okay, so
the
it's
same.
comics?
Yeah, this is Transformers, the Premium Collection, Volume 1. These are all 11 by 17 issues.
Okay. 11 by 17, man, that's huge.
That's a huge
I like to get the artwork ones.
Yes.
This collects the entire IDW run, like Phase 1, or all of Phase 1 in 2 volumes.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks just I don't have room for it, unfortunately.
I was going to say, this costs more than that IDW Volume 5, Phase 2, Volume 5.
You make room for the things you love, Shoki, so clearly you don't love it enough.
Clearly.
All right, with that, thank you again for all the guests, all of you that have joined us in the live chat. If you guys are catching on the rewind, hopefully you enjoyed it as well. We'll be back. It's Chatterday, Community Chatterday on this channel is always going to be the third Saturday of every month. Rain or shine, we'll be back. Next time we'll be a little bit more organized, but I actually liked the free-for-all format. It was actually really nice to be able to talk random things, whatever we wanted, and get everyone else to contribute to that, as opposed to me trying to put everything together. So, but thanks again, Anthony, Shoki, Mariana, and T-Man, and all of you who are out there. Hope you guys have a great Saturday evening and the rest of the weekend.
Zelda. Back to Zelda.
Everybody go back to Zelda now.
All right, for lifers.
T-Man's going to be like gone.
Right.
Bye, guys.